Today's episode of Level Up, we're taking a look at the new Cherry XTRFY NGALE lineup. What's in this lineup? How about the Ngale R? This is a USB condenser gamer's microphone. We're going to take a look at this one in the video. The Ngale boom arm. Oh baby, so cool. Fail. The Cherry Ngale boom arm. Oh yeah. But we're not done. There's one more right here. Oh yeah. For those of you who love that Shure SM7B but can't afford that $400 price tag, Cherry's got you covered. Just look at this. It's the Ngale X. Looks like an SM7B. But how does it sound? Well, we're going to find out as we take all three of these for a test drive in today's episode of Level Up. Yes, the boxes were empty. Come on. I think they were. Before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to Kevin over at Cherry XTRFY. Man, I'm so thankful that he sent this stuff over to me to review for you guys here on this channel. I reached out just to see if they'd be willing to send the Ngale R to the channel for me to review, and he sent the boom arm and the Ngale R USB condenser microphone to go with it so we could review all of these for you guys. So thank you, Kevin, for making this happen for our viewers here on this channel. Appreciate you, brother. Now, as you guys know, I work by an ethics statement here on this channel, so just because people send stuff here on the channel does not guarantee any outcome. All the opinions expressed in this video are mine and mine alone. Having said that, let's get on with the review. Now, you saw me open the video with this microphone right here. This is the Shure SM7B, and I bet you thought that I've been speaking on this microphone the entire time. Actually, after that intro, I switched over to the Cherry XTRFY NGALE X. Surprised you, didn't it? Haha, I gotcha. Now, not only does this microphone look cool, but it does sound cool. So let's go ahead and get on with the review of the Ngale X, the Ngale R, and the Cherry boom arm. It looks like a Shure SM7B as close as it can get. I would even argue that I kind of like the design of this one better with like the little chiseled look on the side and the logo on the pop filter. I'm digging that. I really do. To me, this is a long-form content podcast, 1-hour live stream, you name it. Just gives you that broadcasty tone, and it's not going to create listener fatigue. This is a microphone that I can use on a live stream where I don't have any processing. I'm not able to bake anything in. It's plug and play, out of the box, go live. I can use this. I'm getting the SM7B look. I mean, look at that. $400. $150. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of digging this look just a bit more. What I also love about this is that the Shure SM7B replacement pop filters you can get online for these things, oh baby. It matches the SM7B replacement pop filters that are on Amazon. So you can continue to spruce it up however you want. How does it sound compared to the Shure SM7B? Let's go ahead and find out. Let's do it. We all want to know. It's the elephant in the room. So let's do this. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the Shure SM7B now, right out of the box. Default settings in the Rodecaster Duo. Generic profile. Processing is turned off. Yep, 55 dB of gain. Now I bumped it up to 60, which is what they recommend for this to work as designed. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. He puts pineapple on his pizza. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. He puts pineapple on his pizza. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. He puts pineapple on his pizza. Oh, man. I'm speaking directly into it. Now, yes, proper mic placement. I'm there. But sometimes you're on a live stream and you're looking at this person and then you shift over here to look at this person. So sometimes you will graze the fence, all right? You will do a flyby, you'll shoot something over the bow. So Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers and he puts pineapple on his pizza. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, John. Yeah, Joe. I gotcha. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. And then if we put some processing on it, this is what it sounds like with the Shure SM7B profile that's built into the Rodecaster Duo. Kind of giving you that tone there, and I have it in the neutral preset, and I'm just going to say, me likey. This is the Ngale Cherry in the SM7B profile with the Podcast Studio preset. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, and he puts pineapple on his pizza. And this is the Cherry in the SM7B profile in broadcast mode. Broadcast. Boomy. Podcasty. Broadcasty. Handling test. Yeah. Little sensitive, little touchy-feely. Let's check out the noise rejection. I have it plugged in, and all the filters are off, no processing. This is the Ngale X in a room with the box fan and a window air conditioning unit turned on. Let's see how much of that is being picked up by the microphone. Off-axis rejection. Let's go ahead and spin this around with that fan working. The air conditioner is directly to the left. The noise is kind of going across the bow here, and this is what it sounds like at 90 degrees. 180 degrees. 90 degrees. Again, fan is that way. Pointed directly at the fan. Pointed back at me, fan over there. So there you go. And tapping the desk. And clacking some clackety keys. Keys. Whether you got a fan or an AC or both while typing. Now you're listening to me with the Ngale X by Cherry, or Cherry. Man, I struggle with this one. There's a lot of names in this one. The Ngale X by Cherry. Plugged it in via USB, and this is what it sounds like. And I feel like there's a lot of detail in those low and low mids. It's not powerful or not like extremely present, but I can still hear detail in those sections. It's a little more punchy as far as, or aggressive in the top. Kind of reminds me of a condenser mic as far as the clarity and that aggressiveness on the high end there. But yeah, this is USB mode. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to turn the knob down. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Headphone monitoring. I'm looking at my levels in OBS. I'm turning this knob up and down, and I'm getting volume from the computer being turned down. I'm looking right there. There's a prompt that tells me that my volume from the PC, the monitoring that way, is turned down, and I'm also hearing the microphone being turned down in my headphones as well. And now it is completely muted as far as my headphone monitoring, but I'm looking at OBS and I see levels. When it comes to budget XLR USB microphones, the biggest problem we all seem to have is the headphone monitoring button. It works. It works. Hey, we've got another option, fellas, when it comes to headphone monitoring button. This is great. Oh my goodness. I like it. This is awesome. A headphone monitoring option that actually monitors your headphone volume. Whew. Thank you. Why can't anybody else get the memo on this one? All right, so if I long press it for over 5 seconds, it turns it off. I'm just trying to tinker with this without reading the directions, but you can definitely see the RGB comes on. If you long press it for a few seconds, it changes the RGB. So now it's the solid green, but it'll cycle through. Oh, now it's a slow fade between colors. Okay. Which one is this one? Is it a slow fade or are we a solid color now? Ooh, solid color. All right, so I would say a long press of about 2 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, will cycle it through the RGB modes and colors. Look at that, little spinny. Kind of cool. So there's purple, RGB ringy. I'm going to leave that flowy thing. I would never do this for a live stream. This is way too distracting. But since we're doing a video review, I just want to let you know that it's there and it's doing stuff. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to actually read the instructions now to let you guys know how this knob works. So headphone monitoring, it's what it is in its default. Ready to go. Mute is a quick tap. And then RGB is a 2-second press. And that's it. Do we not have gain volume? Mic gain volume? Okay, that's weird. All right, so I'm just looking at the instructions here. There's nothing here as far as this knob to adjust your gain on the microphone itself. It just says headphone monitoring right here, that it's got the mute button, just a quick press. Then we have RGB, 2-second press, and then the EQ switch on the back. You can't even get your finger in there. It's like super tight. All right, so you flip that switch over, and it goes from flat to an EQ setting, which gives you a little more boomy bass sound. That just like brought it into broadcast mode. You switch that EQ to the right for a low-end presence boost, and la-boom, la-bam. I like this sound for long-form content. I love it. That's the USB mode for the Cherry Ngale X. This is the Ngale R USB microphone, and Handling noise, I'm going to say already, is much better than the Ngale X as far as handling noise. It has a cool look to it. I'm just going to say, like looking at it from the side. RGB has a plethora of different settings and colors. The one I kind of landed on is this blue one because it's a setting I've never really seen before, where it's just kind of got that booming up and down look to it, you know, just kind of an explosion of blue and then it fades away. That's pretty cool. There's a button on the back right over here. You see that button right here? You push this right here and that changes the RGB. So you can do that with the different colors, just cycling through. Do it with the amber orange. You can do whitish, pinkish. I have no idea what that is. Then there's straight yellow. You can do the same thing with purple or pinkish, purple. I don't know. Light blue, dark blue, green. And there's just really cool settings. But this one here, I really, really love. It has this like this glowing flame at the bottom of it. It's kind of like beaming. Like there's a candle on the inside of this thing. I'm not a fan of RGB. Don't like it. Think it's a distraction. But I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of digging this blue in this kind of RGB mode right here. That is so cool. It's like a little candle flame in there. Kind of like a little itty bitty, like, I don't know, grasshopper or something in there with a flashlight. Just kind of walking around. As far as audio, you're getting 24-bit at 96 kilohertz sampling rate and bit rate on this one. So a step up from the other budget microphones that are out there at $90. You kind of hope that it would be 24-bit 96 kilohertz, and that's what it is. Condenser microphone, and it is front address. So just build quality, the yoke and the base are solid metal, and the microphone itself feels like a plastic, but it's a tough plastic. It's almost like an in-between of metal and plastic, if you will. Audio, I feel like it's thinner. Kind of feels distant, almost like a, I don't know, like a old school radio, maybe? I don't know. Curious to see what your thoughts are on the audio quality in the comments down below. Now, this is the microphone on my desk. It's out of shot right now, but it's 10 inches away, sitting right on the desk, on the stand. And to me, this is some very distant audio. This is not what you want to run with. So you want to keep it up close. So I would definitely mount it on a boom arm if you want good audio. Sensitivity, when you go in gain mode, one knob is what I've got this on. It's just one little dot out of like 10. If I turn it up to 2, I'm peaking way above -5. I'm like peaking at -2, which is really close. And if I go up to 3 dots, it's in the red, like constant in red. So this is a very hot USB microphone. So you want to bring that down as much as you can. And you can cycle the gain knob on the front between gain and headphone monitoring and adjust your headphone monitoring and your gain with this gain knob on the front. So this is the Ngale R, unprocessed, out of the box. This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. This is what it's made of. And you got your specs. Let's move on to the final piece of this trio of equipment that Cherry sent out for me to review. And the final piece of the trifecta that Cherry sent out to me is the boom arm. And I'm just going to say, I love this boom arm. It gives me some stuff that I've never been able to get as far as ease of use and just no stress in a live stream, setting up and tearing down. Solves a lot of problems. First off, it's a small footprint. I mean, the base alone is just this little piece right here. That's it. All right. So you put it right on the edge of your desk, mounted to your desk. That's not the only thing that's cool about it. The minimalistic base that's on there. See that right there? Yeah. Awkward position. But now you can see there's a little screw right there on the bottom of the base. That's where you can adjust the tension for the whole boom arm. Now it also has 3 tension knobs on each joint, so you could adjust the tension individually and not the whole boom arm. Ha, loving that. So I can adjust the tension right here, and I can move and position it how I want, and then tighten it, and it stays right there if that's how I want to do it. Same for this one, and same for this one. So I can, like right now, I've got this bottom one locked down, so I can pull on it, and it's not going to go anywhere, but I could still lift it. If I loosen it, now I can adjust the boom arm however I want. Is that cool or what? Now, the coolest feature on this entire boom arm is the cable management feature. Now, I can't stand when I have to use the Velcro straps and everything to keep the XLR cable tight to the boom arm. It's a pain in the butt when you got to take them on and off, especially when you got like 3 or 4 on each section just to keep it nice and tight. Here, unlike other boom arms where it's in the sleeve or the Joby Wavo boom arm, which is my favorite boom arm, up into this point. I love it, and it also conceals it, but it's a little like piece of plastic in here that you kind of have to pull out and slide back in, kind of like an oil dipstick in a car. You kind of slide it in and slide it out of the hole, but you got to make sure it's all lined up just right. With this one, there's no lining it up. It is a simple pop the hood, out comes your XLR cable, and then when you're ready to put a new one in, you just tuck it down in, and voila, it's back in. And it's the same thing on the back side here. Simple, easy, swapping in and out of XLR cables, and you don't have to mess with all those Velcro straps and sliding things in grooves and all that other stuff. It's just a simple snap, pop, tap. You're golden. Build quality, it's not all metal. It's that tough composite material, and I just don't have any complaints. I love the versatility of this boom arm and how easy it is, again, not only to conceal your XLR cable, but to swap them out. Stress-free. Now, the one knock I will say, as far as this boom arm, and it's not a knock for the boom arm, it's just if you want to pair it up with the Cherry Ngale XTRFY NGALE X, which is this microphone right here. It's got that Shure SM7B design with the external mount for your XLR cable. When it is attached, you can see it's lined up fine right here, and there's plenty of space. But if you want to try and position this over to the side, you can see it hits that top knuckle right here. So you're definitely going to need a spacer. So that's the boom arm, and I'm loving it. Loving it. Top 3. In my top 3. Even at $99, I just like all the stuff it does for me. Not just hold my microphone, but how easier it makes my workflow in my setup. Time for my final thoughts. Before we even get to the final thoughts, let's just go over the pros and cons for these, starting with the Ngale X. Pros, I love the look. Absolutely love the look. It's the SM7B, but it's got more pizzazz to it. The body has the grooved, beveled handle, the rubber mounting. The pop filter has the logo on the side of it. It's got the SM7B look, the way that the XLR cable mounts to the microphone, the yoke, all that stuff. It just gives you that SM7B feel without that $400 price tag. The audio, the sound that you're getting, I'm a fan. It kind of puts you in that playground that the SM7B plays in, that broadcasty, relaxing sound. You're not going to give your audience listener fatigue. USB, I loved that in USB mode, it's got the EQ switch, so you have the best of both worlds. If you like bright and articulate, you're good. Switch it over, and you get that broadcasty sound. Unlike the other XLR USB combo mics at that $155 and under price range, those microphones that are going after that Shure MV7 and Rode PodMic USB crowd at a budget price, I feel like the USB options on those microphones are basically throw-ins. They're not trying to wow you or woo you with those. They're just there if you want it. With the Ngale X, I actually liked the USB audio for this. I would see myself using it, where the other ones, I go straight for the Rode PodMic USB or the Shure MV7. Other than that, I just stay away from them. I'm just not a fan of the sound. I actually am a fan of the sound that you get in both settings for the Ngale Cherry X. Now for the cons, the handling noise. This thing, you can hear it, all right? If you try to handle it like a Shure SM7B, they're going to hear it, okay? It's not crazy unless you put it on a desk stand. Now with that, I feel like all those moving parts within the yoke and the body and the design of it makes it rattle a little bit more. Put it on a boom arm. If you're going to touch it or move it, grab the boom arm itself, and that really negates the handling noise of the microphone. The other con that I had as far as this microphone was in USB mode, I feel like the switch is in a bad spot. So when this microphone has all its stuff plugged in, you need the screwdriver. With the SM7B, you always need a screwdriver. So that's not a price thing. I just wish, because it is a switch that you could actually switch with your hands, they put it in a spot where you didn't need the screwdriver. Just a nitpicky con, just saying. Now onto the pros for the Ngale R. I love the look of this USB microphone. It's really cool, especially when you look at it from the side. Just the RGB and the way it bleeds through, that is so cool. And the RGB, again, not a fan of RGB, don't like RGB, but with the Ngale R, I love RGB. I love this setting right here. I've never seen this one before. How it just kind of feels like a little flame in there, or just, you know, a little siren in there flipping around, and it's subtle and it's cool looking, and I love how it looks in blue. It just has a really cool look. The $90 price tag, I'm kind of here nor there on that one. When it comes to the audio, I don't think it's a pro or a con. It's just kind of meh. And the other pro was handling noise. When it came to handling this microphone, way better than the Ngale X. Now for the cons. The audio. Now, while the tone isn't something to write home about, when it's on this mount right here on your desk, when I did that test to let you know how it sounded from that far away, when I picked the microphone back up, I got some weird noise coming in through my audio. Before that, I was just, hey, audio's good, $90, build quality, good look. You know, it's not running away in audio, but the total package of it, I could see $90. Pros and cons for the boom arm. The pros, I love the build quality. I love the design. I love how it hides the cables, the easy access. Just pop the hood, pull them out, snap it back in. You're golden. I love the base, how it's simple and small footprint. I love that it's so simplistic on the bottom. You don't know how many times I have hooked my pant leg on like cup holders or the little hook that comes out for the headphones. I get snagged on that stuff all the time. With this one, it is tight to the desk, simplistic, super easy to take on and off. You don't have to worry about how much room is under the desk. You don't have to worry about your knuckles banging against it as you're tightening it or any of that like ratchet type deal that you get with some of these other ones. This is just tighten and loosen right here on the base. Mwah. Beautiful design. The only knock I had on this one as far as the boom arm was if you're getting this and you want to use the Cherry Certified Ngale X microphone to go with it, because it has that SM7B piece right here. Again, it's so close that you can't turn it all the way left or right to position it. It's going to hit this knuckle, so you're definitely going to need a spacer. Not too big of a knock because, again, you can fix that with a spacer, but I just would have liked to have a little bit more of a reach from the knuckle to the threads right here. So those are the pros and cons regarding all three. My final thoughts on these microphones. Would I recommend the Ngale Cherry X? Absolutely. For people who are looking for that SM7B look, you finally can get something that is oh so close. It's going to give you a good sound in XLR and USB. It's just the handling noise. If you can avoid the handling noise, you're going to be golden. Put it on a boom arm, use your boom arm to move it around. It's going to be just fine. If you're handsy, I'd probably go in a different direction. The Ngale R, would I recommend that one? I would only recommend this one to gamers. It's what it's designed for, but if you're trying to use a gamer's mic and then also live stream and podcast with it separately, this is not the mic. At $90, there are some better options for you out there for spoken word. In gaming, it has a good look, good build quality, but again, there's some meh stuff with the audio that if it was just audio and nothing else to hide it, it's gonna stand out. The boom arm, I just love it. To me, like home run, baby. As far as what I want out of a boom arm, it hits everything. Individual tension, design, look, sleek, concealment, ease of use as far as changing out XLR cables and positioning it how you want it. The Ngale R, I feel like it could use a little bit of work, but still a lot of swings and misses going on in other products and other companies that are jumping into microphones. Ngale Cherry, as far as this setup right here, the Ngale Cherry X and this boom arm, there's no swing and miss here. Nice stuff, especially at these price points. That's all I got in this video, so please don't forget to hit that like button, smash the notification button, and hit that subscribe button most of all. If you'd like to become a member, I appreciate the support. That's all I got. I'm out of here. Time to land the plane. My name is Mike Newman. Until I see you guys in the next video, I'm out.